So welcome everybody. Welcome back to another um I don't know if episode is the right word, but another thing with Ben Thomas. So over to you, Ben. For
Welcome
Fun
to
Friday.
Sustained Ability, hosted by Ariel Judah. I am Benjamin Ariel Thomas. So today is Fun Friday. Thank you so much for being here. We also have Helene here as well. Welcome. I am a founder. I am a serial entrepreneur in many different places, but the main thing I am is an activist. I really believe in the World of Ability Network, Project Die Hard, and all the organizations we're a part of. So daily, I host this series to share my wealth of knowledge and learn things from people who are active in the community. So with that being said, welcome to Fun Friday. Unmute your mics, get your fingers ready on the keys right now, because our number one house law today is always the same. What's fun gets done. So if you remember the pilot episode of this project, you know exactly why we're in this room. We didn't build this to be just another boring marketing webinar or a clinical corporate mastermind. We built this to solve a massive problem for the builders, the entrepreneurs, and especially the people out in the field doing real, raw humanitarian work. So, isolation, administrative burnout, and over engineering, that's all the stuff that we're trying to get away from. So, when you're on the ground running operations, whether you're supporting veterans, coordinating emergency supplies, or doing direct community advocacy, your job isn't to sit behind a screen all day playing with software configurations or getting lost in paperwork. Your job as a leader is to mobilize your people. It's to take an uncompromised truth, look your community, neighbor to neighbor in the eye, and rally them around a shared mission to change lives. So let's do a live status check from the front lines. Drop it in the chat or say it out loud right now. What is the biggest win you achieved this week while mobilizing your community or executing your mission out in the field? Who did you help? What ground did you take? Helene, would you want to butt in and tell us about your wins for the week for Fun Friday?
Sure, thank you. Let me get
And you can introduce yourself and your business as well.
okay. So my name is Helene Weiner, and the name of my business is HW Life and More. But it's literally about more than less. I offer so many things. I help businesses. I'm a connector, and they call me the matchmaker for businesses. So I love helping businesses connect to solutions and I help nonprofits and veterans. I help every individuals, whoever needs assistance, that's what I do. I love talking. I'm a networker. So my big win for the week actually was meeting Kurt and Emily, and we're creating our event at 5 o'clock Pacific time on the possibilities of prosperity, because everybody looks at prosperity in a different way. It's not always about financial, even though it's important to have financial, but it's also about your mental prosperity. What are you doing to help others in prosperity? It's your
Yeah,
mindset. So that's what I have a lot happening right now. I've been
that's
doing
exciting.
a lot on my pitch platform. I'm helping businesses showcase on pitch, and I love it. So being positive is really it's a good thing to be happy and to be positive and helping others.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah, and Kurt, Sue, and Emily, they are a huge catalyst because I've always wanted to do something like this and I'm able to do it. So I'm sure it's the same thing for you. So I'm excited. Like I've known Kurt now for going on 3 months, and now I'm in a life-changing position where I can do my podcast daily. So yes, meeting
Awesome.
him and working with Emily is a huge win. And it sounds like you were on Pacific time, so you already had your show 2 hours ago. And
No, it's happening in 2 hours, 5 o'clock
in two
Pacific
hours.
time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the
Yeah,
time.
so maybe you'll
In
you'll
2 hours.
come on our show.
Yeah, I should be able to come on. Yes. So you're 2 hours behind, basically, behind
Where
the
are
game.
you out of, Benjamin?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, so I'm on
Oh,
Central
I love
Standard.
Nashville. That's so much fun. Weekend,
You
you're gonna have a lot
come
of
visit.
fun.
Yeah, I'm right downtown over next to Broadway.
Oh, wow. I love it there.
Thank you, thank you. So, okay, so moving forward, if you're still typing out what you're thinking about, what your wins are for the week, or just soaking in the energy from a heavy week on the ground, let's look at, accountability. Consider, having an accountability partnership. I do it through arieljudah.com. That's the home base for the brand. Our live streams are going to be routing directly from the World Ability Network, the Project Die Hard Zoom loops, and also the Ariel Judah Worldwide YouTube. So definitely check that out if you're interested in having someone kind of work with you each week on your goals and also giving strategic, strategic advice and being of assistance, administrative assistance. So we are begging social media algorithms for permission to coordinate with our advocates or to reach our people who need us. We're mobilizing them under our own flag, and that is a victory. So make sure you record your progress on a pad of paper, and and always butt in this if you have any wins or ideas that you want to let us know. Keep your traction together before you step into the weekend and get that journaling done. Okay, so next is about doing blitzes. So a 10-minute desk blitz. So we're going to talk about how real world missions actually stall out. So humanitarians and founders don't fail because they lack heart or vision. They fail because they get buried under administrative baggage. So like the unreturned text to someone, unconfirmed logistics for, something, all the intake forms that you got to get figured out. Those aren't just tasks. Those are anchor weights that can sometimes drag down your capacity to do good work on the ground. So you got to take 10 minutes, do a high velocity cleanup sprint to clear the deck so you can breathe. So, yeah, Helene, what is a piece of administrative friction sitting on your desk right now that's gonna distract you from, like like catching up to Monday over the weekend? Like what's something that normally kind of like the weekend kind of stops
Okay.
you from getting to or an administrative thing you're trying to fix right now with your company?
So what I'm trying to fix right now with myself is basically I could be on a task and then I get a call from somebody who needs me right away
Yes.
and I get distracted.
Yes.
And then I wind up focusing on that urgent need at the moment. So then I go, so I work till late at night to finish what I need to finish because I cannot finish my day because and ever since I've been a little girl, whenever I've given somebody put something in my face, I got to finish it. I cannot wait till tomorrow. I got to do it today. I don't sleep unless I finish my task for the day, you know.
Yeah.
So if I have to make calls or if I have to do emails or I have to follow up, I make sure I do it that day because I'm afraid that I might forget. So I have to write things down like we all do. And thank God for calendars. And, when I was looking at Kurt's calendar, have you seen his
Yeah.
calendar?
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. It's like,
It's jam packed.
it's amazing. And then I had a meeting this morning with Willard. I don't know if you know Willard.
No, I
So
haven't met him
he's a
yet.
he's a mindset coach, Willard Walsh. And he was showing, I was telling him about Kurt's calendar. He goes, oh, I'm going to share my screen. Well, his calendar makes Kurt look like so I'm like so and he's got everything all color coded. So I love the sense of organization. I mean, because he's
Well,
got everything so organized. So that's
yes.
what I want to be when I get younger. I want to have a organized calendar with all these different colors for all the different tasks.
That's awesome. And if we get a chance to work together offline, I can show you where in Google to click and change the colors and do all that stuff. But today I want to touch on one important thing that you mentioned, which is getting distracted while you're getting a task done. And I deal with this a lot. And what I use is called time blocking. So whether or not it's a meeting with someone or it's a different type of project, you want to make sure that you give yourself a specific block of time to do a certain task. And most times you'll actually get it done faster than in that hour. So then when somebody wants to call you and talk for 20 minutes, you actually have 20 minutes. But what I've learned is the human mind, it gets distracted every hour pretty much. So you only got like a X amount of time where you're actually focused. I don't remember scientifically exactly,
Hmm.
but what you do is you set it up to where you work for a 50-minute sprint. 50 minutes of that hour are reserved purely for work and getting it done. And then you've got 10 minutes at the end of that 50 to make a call or follow up with somebody. So if they call you while you're focused during that hour, do not answer the phone because it's unsolicited. You have to wait until you have a moment. So you have to give yourself a moment. So if you do that 50-minute time block, you'll find that what you're trying to do, you're really getting it done in 15, 20 minutes. But you had three people that called you while you were doing it. So you'll make sure you follow up with each of those folks, at that 10-minute mark. And if it's cutting into the next hour, you gotta shut down the phone and keep pushing forward the next task.
And I agree
But
with you.
try
It's just, but it depends on the call though, too. It depends on who it is. I mean,
like sense of
I
urgency.
100% agree with you. I mean, if it's well, it was a call today. I haven't talked to this person, my nephew, in a while. So when I saw him calling, I was on a Zoom meeting, and as soon as I got off that Zoom meeting, I called him right away
Right.
because I wanted to make sure that everything was
Yeah.
okay.
But we can reserve that same level of care to our focus too. So if you're focused, you deserve that moment. And I had to learn that myself because I'm high ADHD. I'm really friendly. I'm like a puppy. Like people always say I'm like a golden retriever. I just love attention, like jumping into stuff. So I
Hmm.
had to learn how to just reserve that for later. So if you're doing something and you feel like you're not going to come back to it, just don't answer and then call back. Hopefully it's not too much of an emergency, but if you can get it done and then not have that distraction, it's better to give into the distraction and never do it. Because I deal with it all the time. I have a best friend who he low-key has separation anxiety. So he'll call me all day. And I've had to learn I cannot answer the phone in a meeting or when I'm doing some work because that's one of my best friends. He's not going to want to just talk to me for 30 seconds to get off the phone. We're going to talk for 20 minutes about everything. So you always have to draw a line and make sure you're clear. And sometimes I'll be like, man, it was important. Well, I'm like, how important really was it? Because, so that you owe it to yourself to the same way you would be in a Zoom with somebody, you're in a
Right,
Zoom with yourself.
right. I have a question to ask you, Benjamin.
Yes.
Do you find that, I'm a hardworking person, and I could tell you're a hardworking person. I'm finding that sometimes it's hard for people to understand what I'm really doing.
Yeah.
And they question, why are you, they don't realize that what I'm doing. And it's very important to know that what I'm doing is so important to me. And I don't care how hard I'm working. I enjoy
Yes.
it. That's my purpose right now is to my goals, and I do have goals. I set my goals every week, and hopefully I could achieve those goals. But I have, another challenge is sometimes I am like an ecosystem.
Yes.
I have like many
If somebody
opportunities.
cares about you truly, they'll get involved. If somebody's asking you a question in the lines of what do you do, if they do something, align with them because it seems like you're similar to me. You have, an ecosystem. You're doing a lot of things. Just align with folks on the base level of where they're at. You know them from a certain community or a certain lifestyle or a certain, part of your life. You have to get with them on their level because some people they're not going to have any alignment with the sustainability community, but some people are going to have alignment specifically with the local community. So some
Right,
people they want to go to a city council meeting with you. Other people they want to get on this podcast with you because they want to be involved with this. So you just got to realize that it's not that they don't care, it's that they don't understand things beyond their knowledge. So when you're telling people about this, their mind might be set on something else and they're not in alignment fully. So you got to be amicable, kind of like a chameleon, and say, okay, they like this. This is where they are. Yeah, I'm over here. I got this, but this is where they're excelling. This is where they are in their life, and try to meet them where they're at. Because sometimes you might be so far ahead or in a different niche that they may not even be ready to have that discussion. And I find it a lot because when I talk about all the different things that I do, it
Those
overstimulates people and they can't finish the conversation.
So that's why sometimes I figure like this, okay, I'm going to focus on my top three things that I'm really focused on. I might
Yeah,
have a lot of things. So consider your style, your life, like you have a
yeah,
full bedroom of drawers, okay? And in each drawer you have something different. However, there's a few drawers that are open that you need to focus on, even though you've got something in each drawer, but we have to kind of like one of the things is you got to just focus on a few things at once. Otherwise, you could get so distracted that nothing is getting done. And
yes,
that's something that I've had to teach myself because I really see a lot of opportunity out there and there's such talented people out there. I mean, I have never seen so many amazing business people, coaches. I call them everybody's like AI geniuses walking around. I just want everybody. You can't have everybody. It's like you got to just decide what works the best. So I'm starting to learn how to actually not say no, but I'm starting to learn how to say, you know what? Let's dive into this next month. Right now, I have certain things I'm focusing on right now.
yes. Save this link that I just put in the chat. This is about Warren Buffett's 5 out of 25 rule.
You're so
And
smart.
thank you. So
Oh my gosh, look at you.
the concept
Wow.
is you write down everything that you love and you narrow it down to 5 things. And you might narrow it down to three. Do three just because you said three. We're gonna narrow you down. You're gonna be even more narrow than Warren
Yeah, I
Buffett.
want to do three. I like the number three anyways.
Yes. All right. So I actually have something for you because I literally wrote a script and I'm like a fortune cookie today. So I said, whether you call it out publicly or keep it to yourself, here's your executive command. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to finish it, kill it right now. Get it done. So over the rest of the time of this, if there's an open tab, archive the completed threads, confirm, the external network meetings for the week, wipe your digital canvas clean. Whenever we're done with when we're done with this meeting, your workspace should look like a launch pad. So we want you to jump off and just go. If while I'm speaking, while I'm doing this, if there's a tab open, if you have a little AI thing you want to put, do all the little quick 2 minute tasks while we're in these calls. And you can always, chime in and say, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So if there's a quick task, make sure you get it done. Don't let me distract you with the last few hours of the day. All right. So the next thing is about being grounded. So it's called pull the plug. So bring it back in. So look at your desk. So the loose ends are dead. Your workspace is clean. Your data's logged. This is kind of the vibe for, once you really did clear out everything for the day. So we're anchoring the session with the foundational lesson, uh, which is mostly for those carrying a heavy emotional weight of humanitarian work. An exhausted leader is a broken tool. You cannot rescue, support, or mobilize an entire community if your own battery is drained to zero. True sustainability isn't about working until you drop, it's about building an engine where you are protected so your mission can outlast the crisis. I'm not going to ask you guys to give me anything to chat because that's weird. But just let me know what you think about, what I said. Um, Helene, what do you think? What do you think about what I said?
Oh, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, I
Yeah, it's kind of scripted, like like those YouTube people, and it's like drop something in the chat, and I'm just like, no, no, I want to know how you feel. But yeah, make sure that all of the notifications and everything, like don't let that get in your way. You want to kind of just have some time to be grounded and really know what's important to you beyond just the internet and what's being overstimulated by all that. Um, And yeah, if anybody wants to get involved, or if you know somebody who needs support growing their business, send them straight to arieljudah.com. But for you guys are good. So make sure you go to the gym this weekend, spend time with your family, fire up the grill, and get your boots off the ground.
You're
Because we're
awesome,
coming
Benjamin. I think
time
you're
to go.
great.
Thank you.
Will you do me a favor? Can you
Yeah.
put your information for me in the chat as well? Because
Yes.
in fact, I would love you to come to our 5 o'clock if you're available. I know that it'll
Send
be
me a
8 o'clock
text
your
because I'll be
time.
aloof. I'll probably be like moving around doing something. Just send me a text.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Perfect.
thank you so much for coming to Sustained Ability. It's been
Thank you
fun
so
Friday.
much. It was so nice meeting you.
Thank you. Thank you, Helene. We're gonna do great things together.